right, we're back again. Another mock draft for your Monday. Today we're going to do a 5x5 Roto draft. Next week, right before the start of the season, we are going to do another points league mock draft. Before we get going, please subscribe.
Please.
10K, I'm fiending for it.
It's coming.
Again, join the Discord. Let's get into the draft. All right, here we go. I'm starting off the draft with the number one pick. Jer, where are you drafting out of?
I am drafting out of 10.
10. All right. So for me, Trey Turner, I'm going to go with the first overall pick here.
I'm probably I'm hoping Burns or Garrett Cole falls to me in the first round. I like targeting one of those two.
It's crazy how much the ADPs have also changed here. Kyle Tucker moving up. DeGrom shooting up the ranks after obviously a strong spring so far.
Yeah, it seems like DeGrom now is that he's fallen into that third pitcher slot. I mean, I think it was a little bit like expected. Like he was so dominant last year. It's just about can he stay healthy? If he can stay healthy, he can become the number one fantasy pitcher this year, no problem.
Yeah, no one's worried about the talent, that's for sure. But
Bo goes 4. That is pretty crazy to think. Bo going so high. Cole goes, so I'm hoping Burns falls to me.
It's pretty good for Bo. Someone maybe I'm avoiding a little bit this year just because I think maybe the highs are so high and maybe the lows will be low.
So Burns goes.
And then Shohei goes as the batter. Kind of skews our draft. If he's both, obviously he's like a number one type pick because you can do everything.
Yeah. I'm going to go Kyle Tucker.
I like that pick.
I'll be getting I like the pitchers on the board. I just think that if Cole and Burns aren't there in the first round, I'm going to go hitter, and then I'm going to go pitcher on the turnaround because there's a lot of pitchers I like in the second round. Scherzer, Walker, DeGrom, any of those three I would love to get in the second round.
So for me here, I think my next pick, I'm going to hope to get Yordan Alvarez and then Manny Machado. So I cover second base, third base, and then a good outfielder too, with some steals. And then pitcher, I can find pitchers anywhere. It's always going to be my strategy.
So Freddie Freeman going in the first.
Interesting.
Yeah.
My results aren't really showing up here. Okay, DeGrom goes. Freddie and DeGrom. Pretty solid floors there.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe some limited upside. DeGrom's upside's through the roof.
Yeah,
if he can stay healthy. But Freddie, who knows? Mookie, how do you feel about Mookie?
I mean, the second base I think is huge. Like the fact that you can plug him at second. I mean, obviously he's shown like what he can do in a season.
Yeah.
People were a little worried last year that he missed a lot of games. Like random stuff, like they'll sit him a day, healthy scratch. But I think he's a very strong player for the end of the first.
Yeah.
I am going to go with Walker. Love him. Been outspoken about how I like Walker in the second round. Still love him there.
Opening day starter. Max Scherzer, Devers goes. I'm starting to think that Devers is going to hit 50 home runs.
I love Devers. I like him more in obviously a points league, but I mean, just such a solid second rounder.
Look at
Trevor Story. Wow.
And then Bogarts. Wow.
Wow.
Back. Would you rather have Bogarts or Story?
That's a good question. I think in Roto, I'd take Bogarts.
Sure.
Bogarts is a 300 hitter. Just solid all around in all 5 cats.
Ronald Acuna Jr. falling out of the first round.
Was there news out about his injury?
I think there's news that he's not going to play till the end of the first month of the season.
Okay.
Which we kind of expected.
Yeah,
but
I think people were a little too optimistic on when he was coming back.
Yeah.
But
the initial reports
it
were
makes
later
sense
than
for
that.
the Braves to play it a little safe here.
Here we go. It's kind of falling. Luis Robert. Yeah, I'm just not going to take a starter here yet. It's falling how I want it. Come on.
So what are you thinking here?
Machado, then Alvarez.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need Albies now because Trey Turner has second base eligibility.
Yeah, that's true.
But these guys are just taking forever to draft. All right.
Shane Bieber goes in the second. Does that surprise you or what, Dave?
I don't really know where he was going.
He was going like third, like consistently in the third. So him going in the second, people are starting to catch on.
Yeah. So there I get the 2 guys that I had wanted from the start. I'm going to need a starter here, probably 5. I might take it 5, 6, 7, but
Yep.
I'm just going to lock down some just great hitters. Steals early, steals a little bit with Machado. No steals with Jordan Alvarez, but power, 4 category contributor every other way.
Yeah, Alvarez should be. Matt Olson goes early in the 3rd. I think that's where he's going to start going now.
Yeah, he's just got so much opportunity.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What are you looking for here?
I think there's a lot of good, some pitchers. Giolito is someone that I said I really like this year. Man, it's not great.
See, sometimes you
I don't
just
know
get.
if I like the spot.
I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie, for me, I'd probably take like Lindor at this point.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with Giolito.
Yeah, one of your must-draft pitchers.
Yeah,
I don't like that run of players. It's after Judge.
Very stale. Yeah, I've noticed that late in the 1st, their 3rd, 4th round picks, you get into like a stale area. I think I'd rather be inside the 6.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you mean by
like
that?
inside the top 6?
Okay,
picks.
yeah. For that round, for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, then Wander goes. It's just a weird group. Simeon's going way later now, eh?
Yeah.
Holy hell.
I am going to go with. This might be a little bit of a reach, but I'm not going to get him, and that's George Springer in the 4th.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get Byron Buxton here for mine. But I think there's some good. Yeah, just an ugly group.
Yeah, it's an ugly.
I almost want to wait on pitchers again, dude.
Zach Wheeler is falling like crazy.
Shoulder injury.
Mm-hmm. There was good news, and then there was bad news.
Let's see how good I can make my team with waiting on pitchers till the 6th round.
Okay. Hey, that's why we do mocks, right?
Yeah. You play around a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Different strategies.
All right, Jared, in the 5th, you take Kevin Gausman.
Yeah, I think I like Kevin Gausman over Jose Barrios this year. I think the strikeout upside is higher with Gausman. I think he's going to rack up wins with the Jays. And then on turnaround, a guy I love targeting is Corey Seager, especially in Roto. He can get a 300 average. I think he has a great year with Texas.
I also think he's going to be really good. Again, not many stolen bases, but that's okay. So for me in the 6th, in the 7th, I went Musgrove. Max Fried is kind of what I've been going as the no pitcher type strategy.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that plays out for me, but I feel comfortable with my team where it's at the 6-7 turn for sure.
That's like your golden zone. Those are 2 guys you love, Musgrove and Fried.
Yeah, it's. I think they're just safe, and that's kind of what you need when you're doing that. Like Logan Webb is a guy I also like, but just maybe not as safe, hasn't done it as long.
Yeah,
so.
he's a little bit. That's why I take him in the 7th because I'm more pitcher heavy, right? So if I have Logan Webb as my 4, I really like that because I really do think that he could finish as a top 10 pitcher this year.
For sure.
On the turnaround here, I'm looking at filling up my lineup. Ketel Marte, big extension. A guy you like, Abe, Jorge Polanco is also on the board.
I think I'm going Ketel Marte over Jorge Polanco. Pretty much.
The average is definitely better with Ketel Marte.
Okay, Jared, so you go Jonathan India here after Ketel Marte and Jorge Polanco. Take out your second base targets.
Yeah, I like India. I think that he's a solid roto player, like all categories decent, and obviously not a big home run hitter, but the second base position gets pretty. I wanted Ketel Marte or Jorge Polanco, but I didn't get it. And looking at who was next up on the board, I really wanted India. And then came back, Shane Mcclanahan. I think he's good for roto leagues. I mean, you only have to pitch 5 innings to get considered for the win. Obviously, in quality start leagues, I'd stay away from Mcclanahan, but any other leagues, McClanahan's a great target in the 9th round.
So for me here, I'm going to go another starter. It's kind of between Blake Snell and Zach Gallen for me. I said to draft Zach Gallen, so I'm going to do what I've told everyone else to do, draft Zach Gallen. And then I almost want to – I'm going to go Blake Trinan. T-Mac told me that Dave Roberts doesn't want to use him that much. I think that's a lie. Trinan and Corey Knebel are 2 guys I like. So go with Trinan, try and get a guy who's going to play for an awesome team, could rack up a lot of saves. And for me next, I want to address my catcher position.
I'm going to try and do a strategy where I don't target any saves. So I'm looking for starters that also have relief pitching eligibility.
Just Ranger Suarez, pretty much. And again, I'm There's a couple just good gems here of pitchers. Logan Gilbert, just throw him in my queue right away.
You do like Logan Gilbert. We liked him last year.
When he was coming up, they said he had some of the best stuff, and then we've seen it so far in spring. I said to myself, I'm not going to let the spring training. I overreacted to spring training stuff last year. I'm trying to underreact this year and see if that helps me at all.
Grab Chris Taylor. I think he's a solid roto player. Can get you some steals, decent average.
There you go.
Yeah.
Great team too.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I'm going to try and go Adames and then Dalton Varsho. Varsho will be a reach for sure, but it's one of those positions where you kind of need to reach based on value and where they're going in your drafts.
When Verdugo there, that Boston lineup is so good. If Verdugo can find his way to have some sort of, like, he was good in playoffs. I think that I don't think he's in the top 5, which hurts his value in that lineup. But hey, he's a 295 hitter. I love that pick in the 12th round. Ian Anderson, a guy I like, goes right after.
Too bad.
Yeah. Was looking at him, but I already have 5 starters.
All right, so my 12th round pick, I took Willie Adames, the guy. I said, hey, if you want to wait on shortstop, I think 12th round's good value. Doesn't steal the bases, but 4 other categories, good contributor. And then 13th on the turnaround, take Logan Gilbert for a guy with upside. If he can put it together, the stuff was shown in the spring that is really, really good. So I'll take the chance on him, and then you snipe me.
Yeah, Dalton Varsho. I think I usually don't target catcher position, but I feel every draft right now, Dalton Varsho has been my sort of late round catcher guy. I think that he could have a big year this year. And now turn around Luis Garcia, very strong season with the Astros last year. For a 14th round, I think it's great value.
You get that dinger smoked off him by Soler, though. That was sick. I'm going to reach on a catcher here because I hate everyone after this. It's basically just how your draft goes. Like, you need to draft that. Those guys. So Mitch Garver is a catcher I take, and then Corey Knebel is a starting pitcher as a relief pitcher. He's a guy who's both, but he's going to be a reliever. I think he'll get a bunch of saves. So for you, what's next, Jer?
Looking at Kirilloff to add to my utility spot. Potentially a starting pitcher reliever, Tanner Houck, which I really like this late, especially if I'm going with that strategy of no sort of closer. Devin Williams is a guy I'll look to add later on.
Just good for ratios, pretty much a guy like that. For me, in a starting lineup here, what they give me without bench slots, I just need one starter and then 2 utility guys. So I'll go starter and then one of the best bats that I can find. Some of these guys that I like here, they're kind of withering away of good players, but yeah, Jesus Luzardo is a guy I'm probably going to take 100%.
You think he has a good year?
Yes.
Good bounce back year?
Yeah. 100%, man. The swing and misses he gets. There's some really good players here still.
I find there's a lot of big bats that average takes a huge hit, but RBIs and home runs will definitely up in those categories.
Yeah. So maybe I'll just go 2 pitchers. Yeah, another guy, Joe Ryan, I like a lot. Maybe the wins might not be there or the innings, but I'm going to reach and be a crazy person here. Jesus Luzardo in the 16th round.
Oh, wow.
This might come back to bite me in the ass, but I just like it so much. And then I'll take another chance here. Actually, no. Maybe I won't take a chance. I'm going to go Dylan Carlson. There's some other guys I liked in that spot. Ian Happ, Seiya Suzuki. But I think Dylan Carlson can be really solid. And he should get us some steals here.
Yes, he should.
Outfielder, I know maybe in my utility slots it doesn't really matter because I have Schwarber who can play first base, and usually in some bigger roto leagues you have to fill your middle infield and corner infield spots. But
what do you think of Miles Straw in this format?
He should steal 1,000 bases.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
That's for sure. And then Ranger Suarez. Oh, did he just go? Yeah, someone did pick him. Another guy who is good.
Great pitcher, but I don't even know if he's in America yet.
I'm up here. Let's go with Michael Brantley.
Old man Brantley, eh?
I'm up again here. I'll go mouth straw.
How do you attack your bench? So we have 5 bench slots.
I'm more of a guy who just, obviously you can say, based off my lineup, I have Chris Taylor and Cronenworth, who are both utility guys. So I'm pretty much just getting who's the best guy on the board here.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably split it in half with pitchers and position players.
Don't mind that at all.
How about you?
Usually 3 hitters, 2 pitchers right now. Yeah, this is another ugly kind of run of players. I don't even know what I want. Like AJ Pollock.
Devin Williams goes. I was going to pick him there. Decided not to. Obviously, he had that incident where he punched a wall and broke his hand.
Yeah, that was awesome. Joe Ryan goes. Now I am in absolute panic mode because my player went. I just don't like this run of players. So sure, I'll take my chance on Ian Happ again. Just a tale as old as time itself. Me taking a chance on Ian Happ, and then ugly pitchers here. So let me go back to all players. I'm panicking now. 18 seconds, and then I'll take Bobby Dalbec.
Big Bob.
That was a little reach there, but I mean 40 homer upside, right? If he can improve his quality of contact, which I think he should do as becomes a more professional hitter, I'll take the chance on him.
Andrew Vaughn. A lot of people are high on Andrew Vaughn this year. Hopefully he gets a consistent spot in that lineup this year, but obviously hits the crap out of the baseball.
He had a hip injury yesterday, carted off the field.
Well, hopefully he's healthy.
I think he's going to be okay from everything I've seen. Okay, I go Yosker Ynoa and then Joe Adell. I think Ynoa, they haven't promised him a rotation spot, but he was good last year. And then Joe Adell, upside's crazy, really solid spring so far. So I'll take the chance on the 21st. I'm thinking the last 4 picks in this draft could very well be off my team within the first week. So it's like really not that big of a deal. I'll take some upside here late.
Yeah, like take a shot in the dark. Like I think it's definitely worth it. And your lineup changes like completely within the first month.
Yeah.
So
Kevin Biggio goes, a guy that I think is a really good pick this late in the draft.
It's tough. If he can get that average to over 250, his on-base percentage is obviously elite, but obviously in Roto, there's no on-base percentage. So
last 2 picks here. Gavin Lux, I'm going to take the chance on. Again, a post-breakout. Like the hype's gone now. Gavin Lux wasn't very good, but I think that's why you let him go in the 22nd round. And then Nick Pivetta, chance to be really good for the Red Sox, in my opinion. Another guy I'll just take a chance on. You also have to think that you're picking up great guys off the wires within week 1. Austin Riley was a waiver wire guy. Jonathan India was a waiver wire guy. So don't worry about it. Take a chance on your last couple picks. What are you finishing off with here?
I think I'm going to finish off of Kyle Gibson. I think that his projections are kind of absurd. They're projecting him to have a 4.18 ERA. He's going into a better situation with the Phillies. I think he'll provide in the win category as well. Like the Phillies rotation isn't great. Like Gibson is probably their 2, 3 guy in that rotation.
They're probably behind 4.
I don't know about that.
Ranger Suarez, I think, is better than Kyle Gibson at this point. All right, there it is. 5v5 Roto Draft. Thank everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.